Hi, I'm Missy with On William Street, and we are here to help you become a more confident quilter, from the piecing to the quilting and everything in between. This month we are back with block 12 of our quilt along. It has been so much fun to sew with you guys throughout this year, and I hope that you've really enjoyed all of these fun blocks and all the really bright fun colors that we've been working on throughout the year. So this is going to be our final block. So we're going to go ahead and get everything cut out and get started on this one. And don't forget that all of the instructions that we are going over today, you can find those in our blog post. So the link to that is in the description below the video. So check that out. It's going to have all of the cutting instructions for the colors and the white. So you can see exactly what you need to put together for this block. And then while you're there, don't forget to check out our shop and find your next quilting project. Okay, so for this square, we are going to be using what is called a flip and stitch method. So we're going to start with one of our 3.5 inch squares. And then for our white, we are going to need to have 12 2-inch squares. So to start this off, we're going to take one of our 2-inch squares and we're going to place it in the corner of our colored square. And then we're going to just draw a line from corner to corner. Now the difference with this is normally with a flying geese or with half square triangles, we would then be sewing on either side of that line. But for this block, we are going to be sewing directly on the line that we just drew. And then we can put our second 2-inch square on the opposite corner of that first one. And then again, go ahead and draw our line. And then we'll go ahead and sew on the line, and we'll just repeat that with all 4 squares. Okay, now that we've got them all sewn, we want to go ahead and we want to line our ruler with our 1/4 inch seam right there, with our 1/4 inch line right there along the seam, and we're going to cut that 1/4 inch seam. And then when we go over to the ironing board, we're going to go ahead and flip it over and press it that way. That is our flip and stitch method. So we'll just repeat that with all 4 squares. Okay, now we're going to take each of those squares and we're going to add our last 2-inch white square. So we're going to line that up in one of those final missing corners. We're going to draw a line from corner to corner. And then we're going to do the same thing. We are going to stitch directly on that line. And then we're going to trim our 1/4 inch seam and then iron that. Now to finish the assembly of this block, it's really just a simple 4 patch at this point. So we want our white triangles in the center. So they all line up. And then we're going to go ahead and just sew these two together, and then sew those 2 strips to each other. So now that we are all finished with all of our blocks, we're going to go ahead and provide a blog post that is going to have all of the instructions to go ahead and put them together so that you have a completed quilt. So don't forget to check that out. We will have the link in the description below the video. And while you're there, sign up for our newsletter so you can see the other things that we're working on and the new projects that are coming up. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll post lots of pictures. And we will see you next time.